Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli talabalar. Mana bugun biz o'yinlar nazariyasi va strategiya, ya'ni iqtisodiyotda o'yinlar nazariyasi, strategiyalar, muvozanat va raqobat modellari mavzusida siz bilan uh, suhbatlashamiz. Bu mavzu haqida tushunchaga ega bo'lamiz. Shu bilan bir qatorda biz, demak, mavzu doirasida quyidagi savollarni birgalikda ko'rib chiqamiz. Avvalambor biz mana shu o'yinlar nazariyasiga kirish, umuman o'yinlar nazariyasini o'zi nima, shular xususida fikrlashamiz. Aytaylik, ustunlik qiluvchi, ya'ni domin qiluvchi va ustun strategiyalar, shular yechim sifatida nish muvozanati xususida gaplashamiz. Ko'rna raqobat modeli va uni nish muvozanatiga mosligi xususida bugun siz bilan birgalikda gaplashamiz va shu savollarni birgalikda ko'rib chiqamiz. Dear students, today we talk about so most important topics in the modern economics. It's James theory, and James theory helps us understand how firms, governments, and individuals make decisions when their results depend on others. In real markets, nobody acts alone. Every decision creates a reaction. That's why we will learn how strategic interaction creates equilibrium in markets. Hurmatli talabalar, bugun biz mana shu zamonaviy iqtisodiyotda eng muhim bo'lgan mavzulardan biri o'yinlar nazariyasi xususida gaplashamiz va biz bilamizki, mana shu o'yinlar nazariyasi bu asosan biz bilamizki, mana shu o'yinlar nazariyasi bu asosan firmalar, aytaylik, davlatlar va shaxslar va boshqalarni qarorlariga bog'liq bo'lgan sharoitda qanday qaror qabul qilishni bizga tushuntirib beradi. Shu bilan bir qatorda haqiqiy bozorlarda bilamizki, hech kim yolg'iz harakat qilmaydi. Har bir qaror boshqalarni, aytaylik, munosabatini keltirib chiqaradi. Shuning uchun ham biz strategik, bizga mana shu bugungi kunda judayam strategik fikrlash juda bir muhim masala bo'lib hisoblanadi va bunda, aytaylik, strategik o'zaro ta'sir bozorda muvozanatni qanday shakllanishini biz birgalikda ko'rib chiqamiz. Before game theory, economics mainly studied two extreme models: perfect competition and monopoly, but in reality many markets are oligopolies. Few largest firms compete with each other. Game theory fills this gap. It explains how firms think about competitors and predict their actions. O'yinlar nazariyasidan oldin bilamizki, iqtisodiyot asosan ikki eksperimental modelni o'rgangan. Bu mukammal va raqobat va monopoliya. Bu haqida biz oldingi darslarimizda ham siz bilan birga fikrlashib ko'rgandik. Lekin amalda ko'plab bozorlarda oligopoliya mavjud. Ya'ni bu yerda, aytaylik, bu yerda mana bilamizki, mana shu mukammal raqobatda amalda ko'plab bozorlarda mana shu sharoitida oligopoliya mavjudligini biz bilamiz. Yana bir nechta yirik firmalar o'zaro ular nima qiladi, raqobatlashadi. Shundan kelib chiqib, o'yinlar nazariyasi aynan mana shu bo'shliqni to'ldiradi. U firmalar, raqiblar haqida qanday o'ylashni va ularni harakatini qanday bashorat qilishni bizga ko'rib beradi. Endi strategic independence, what it means. It means that my result depends not only on my decision but also on the decisions of others. For example, if one airline reduces ticket prices, other airlines must respond. If one company increases production, market price may fall. So firm must think not only about profit but about reactions. Bilamizki, mana shu yerda mana strategik o'zaro bog'liqlik shuni anglatadiki, mana shu mani natijam faqatgina meni qarorimga emas, balki boshqalarni ham qaroriga bog'liq. Ya'ni bu yerda shu narsaga e'tibor qilish kerak bo'ladiki, bu jihatda, ya'ni boshqa boshqa nimalarni qarorlari mani qabul qilayotgan qarorimga ham bog'liq. Ya'ni bu yerda masalan aytaylik, bitta aviakompaniyani chiptalar narxini pasaytirsa, boshqalar ham bularga javob qaytarishi kerak, yoki bo'lmasa bir firma ishlab chiqarishini oshirsa, bozor narxini tushishi mumkin. Shuni ham e'tiborga olish kerak. Shuning uchun firmalar faqat foyda haqida emas, balki mana shu raqiblarni munosabati haqida ham albatta hamisha o'ylab turishadi. Game theory uh, assumes rational behavior, because the players in economics games who they are firms competing for market share, consumers maximizing utility, governments implementing policy, banks and investors and financial markets, employers and employers negotiating terms. Three the three players. Every economic game consists of players, decision makers, strategists, action plans, and payoff. It means out customers. These elements interact to determine market results and competitive dynamic. Understanding these competence allows us to model complex economic situation systematically. A strategy isn't just a single action, it's a complete plan specifying what a player will do in every possible scenario. Payoffs translate out customers into measurable values like profit, utility, or social welfare, enabling rigorous analysis of competing interests. Endi biz bilamizki, economics game, it's not entertainment. It's a situation where we can there are two or more players. Each player chooses a strategy. Each player receives a payoff. This simple structure allows us to analyze complex market situations. Bilamizki, mana shu o'yin deganda biz oddiy ko'ngilochar o'yinlarni tushunmaymiz. Bu shunaqa vaziyatki, ikki yoki undan ortiq o'yinchi mavjud bo'ladi. Har biri strategiyani tanlaydi va har biri mana shu oddiy tuzilma murakkab bozor vaziyatlarini tahlil qilish imkoniyatini beradi. Players can be firms. Man yuqorida ham bu haqda ta'kidladim. Demak, o'yinchilar firmalar, davlatlar, banklar, investorlar, iste'molchilar yoki hatto mamlakatlar ham bo'lishi mumkin. Oligopoliya modellarida esa o'yinchilar odatda firmalar bo'ladi. Xalqaro savdoda esa o'yinchilar asosan o'sha mamlakatlar bo'lishi mumkin. Shuning uchun ham o'yinlar nazariyasi bu universal hisoblanadi. Demak, shu jihatdan biz aytaylik, uzoq muddatli uh, strategik strategiyalarni amalga oshirishimiz kerak bo'ladi. A strategy is a complex plan of action. Is not only one decision. It answers the question, what will I do in every possible situation? For example, in price competition, a strategy may be high price or low price. It means uh, strategic thinking is a logic chain of decision making. In other way, that way, they included, first of all, what strategies are available to me, what choices can I rivals make, which rival strategy is most likely, how does their choice affect my outcome, what my best response to all situations. And the information, you know, what players no matters. The information available to players fundamentally shape strategic possibilities and out customers in games which complex information all players know the rules, possible actions, and the payoff. Perfect information means players also observe all previous moves. However, real economic situations typically involve information asymmetry. Some players know more than others. Complex information games that included three complected. First of all, uh, complex information games assume all parameters are known in complex information introduction, and certainly about costs, demand, or competitor characteristics, fundamentally changing strategic calculations. Perfect information means observing all prior actions. Imperfect information occurs when simultaneous moves or hidden actions prevent players from knowing competitors' exact choices before the deciding. When players have different information, like sellers knowing product quality better than buyers, strategies behavior becomes more complex, involving signaling, screening, and reputation building. What means a payoff? A payoff is the result chosen strategies. It means we uh, uh, it can be maybe profit, utility, market share, political benefit, and payoff helps us compare different outcomes. It means masalan biz tanlagan mana shu strategiyamizni natijasi nima bo'lishi mumkin? Foyda bo'lishi mumkin yoki naflilik bo'lishi mumkin yoki bo'lmasa bozorni ulushi yoki siyosiy foyda bo'lishi mumkin. Mana shu natijalarni turli variantlarini taqqoslash imkonini bizga beradida. Masalan, biz bilamizki, o'sha without strategic thinking, firms may make mistakes. For example, if two firms both lower prices aggressively, both may lose profit. Strategik fikrlash bo'lmasa, o'sha firmalar xato qilishi mumkin. Masalan, agar shuning uchun ham hamisha strategik rejalar bo'lishi shartda. One of the main goals of game theory is to find equilibrium. Equilibrium means stability. For example, it means it means stability, equilibrium. Uh, it's situation where no player wants to change strategy alone. Later, we'll study Nash equilibrium in detail. And static. Uh, Now we talking about static games. It means in static games, players move at the same time. They do not see each other decisions before choosing. Example, two firms set prices simultaneously. Bu yerda masalan mana shu statik o'yinlarda bir vaqtda qaror qabul qiladi. Ular qaror qabul qilishdan oldin bir-birini tanlovini ko'rmaydi. Masalan, ikkita firma narxni bir vaqtda belgilaydida. What it means dynamic games. Dynamic games, it means um, uh, 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 applications and economics via game theory matters. It means where in dynamic games players move after another. The second player observes the first move. This creates advantage for the first mover or the follower. Teaming changes power. Mana shu dinamik o'yinlarda o'yinchilar ketma-ket harakat qiladi, ikkinchi o'yinchi esa qarorni ko'radi. Complex information. What means the complex information? What we understand, think about that. The complex information, it means payoffs, strategies, rules. This simplifies analysis. The importance of game theory in modern economics. The game theory revolutionized economics by providing rigorous tools for analyzing strategies and dependence. Before game theory, economics models, typical assignment as a perfect competition where individual firms don't affect prices or monopoly where one firm controls the market. This is extremists left a gap in understand oligopolies and strategies situations precisely where game theory exercises. You see in this presentation about that. We talk about dominant strategy. You are understand what it means. A strategy that gives the highest payoff against all possible opponent strategies, and when they will dominate strategies exist for all players. Predicting behavior becomes straightforward. Everyone plays their dominant strategy, and a dominant strategy that yields a lower payoff than another strategy against all opponent choices. And we talk about Carnot model, mathematical foundation, and Nash equilibrium. In Carnot compilation, firm chooses quantity maximize profit. key properties of kernel equilibrium. It included strategic subtitles, market power, price above marginal cost, number of firms matters in unique equilibrium, and information asymmetry means one player knows more than another. Seller knows product quality, buyer does not. This is create strategic behavior like signaling. Masalan, o'sha ma'lumot assimmetriyasi shuni ko'rsatyaptiki, bir o'yinchi boshqasiga qaraganda ko'proq ma'lumotga ega, sotib oluvchi esa mahsulot sifatini biladi, sotuvchi mahsulot sifatini biladi, xaridor bilmaydi. Bu esa strategik xatti-harakatlarni nimaga keltirib chiqaradida. And a zero-sum game is a situation where one player's gain is exactly equal to another player's lose. If I win $10, you lose $10. The total result is always zero. This means there is pure conflict and no possibility for mutual benefit. Mana shu nol yig'indisi o'yini bu shunaqa vaziyatki, bir o'yinchini yutug'i boshqani aynan shunchani yutqazishiga teng bo'ladi. Agar men $10 yutsam, siz esa $10 yutqazasiz. Umumiy natija hamisha nimaga teng bo'ladi? Nolga teng bo'ladi. And the examples of zero-sum games included poker, some military conflicts, competition for fixed contracts. In these cases, one side wins, the other side loses. And in non-zero-sum games, total payoff can increase, both players can win or both can lose. Most economic interactions are non-zero sum trade. The best example, both buyer and seller benefit. Nol bo'lmagan mana shu yig'indisidagi o'yinlarda umumiy natija oshishi mumkin. Why non-zero sum is important? Non-zero sum games create space for cooperation. If both players can gain, they may work together. This explains trade agreements, joint ventures, economic integration. Cooperate games. In cooperate games, players can make binding agreements. They can coordinate strategies. For example, firms may, for a cartel, countries may sign trade agreements. Non-cooperate games. In non-cooperate games, players cannot enforce agreements. Each player acts independently. Most oligopoly models, Carnot and Bertrand, are non-cooperative. Non-cooperative o'yinlarda o'yinchilar kelishuvi majburiy tarzda bajarilishiga majbur qila olmaydi. Har bir o'yinchi mustaqil o'zi harakat qiladi. Shuning uchun Kurno va Bertrand modellari non-cooperative o'yinlarga misol bo'la oladi. Let us repeat studies game, simulations, decisions, dynamic game, sequential decisions, timing, changing strategy. Yana bir bor biz takrorlashimiz mumkinki, o'sha bir vaqtda statik o'yin bu qaror nimaydi qabul qilishga xizmat qilsa, ikkinchidan aytaylik dinamik o'yin esa aytaylik ketma-ket qaror qabul qilishga, vaqt esa o'sha strategiyani nima qiladi, o'zgartirishi mumkinda. uh, dominate strategies. What it means, dominate strategies. Dominate strategies. It means we can talk about in dominated strategies in the game theory, a comprehensive exploration of strategic decision making and economic interaction, examining how players identify optimal choice and eliminate uh, irrational alternatives in complex environments. And uh, how we move is dominant strategies. This is one of the simplest and strongest concepts in game theory. If a dominant strategy exists, decision making become easy. Endi mana shu ustun bo'lgan strategiyalarga o'tamiz. Bu o'yinlar nazariyasidagi eng sodda, kuchli tushunchalardan biri bo'lib hisoblanadi. Agar ustun strategiyasi, mana shu dominant strategiyasi mavjud bo'lsa, qaror qabul qilish jarayoni osonlashadi. A dominant, what it means, we want a dominant strategy is the best strategy no matter what the opponent does. If I have dominant strategy, I do not need to predict competitor behavior. It is always optimal. Mana shu dominant strategiyasi, bu raqib nima qilmasin, har doim ham eng yaxshi bo'lgan strategiyalardan biri bo'lib hisoblanadi. Agar menda mana shu ustun strategiya bo'lsa, man raqibni harakatini bashorat qilishim mumkin emas degan nima edi, g'oya ilgari yotadi. Hurmatli talabalar, bu darsimiz demak 4 soatga mo'ljallanganligi uchun biz keyingi darslarimizda bu mavzuni yana davom ettiramiz. Mana shu dominant strategiya haqida gaplashamiz. Undan keyingi savollarni ham birgalikda ko'rib chiqamiz. Kimda qanday savollar bo'lsa, marhamat, siz menga bu savollaringizni yuborishingiz mumkin. Men javoblarni albatta sizga yuboraman. Bugungi mavzuyimizni qisqacha mazmuni shundan iborat. E'tiborlaringiz uchun rahmat. Sog' salomat bo'lishlaringizni istab qolaman.